So I'm out here today with my Mini 30. It's a 583 series, and it's got a few modifications to it. I got the Nikon on top of it, 3 to 9. It's got a Yoda trigger job, so it's got a 3-pound trigger pull, as well as a trigger over travel stop. It's got the heavy barrel on it that comes with the newer model Ruger Mini 30s, as well as a Wolf Spring trigger kit. So I'm going to be testing a couple of types of ammo and see what kind of groups I can get out of it. Now, it always pisses me off that on YouTube, no one ever actually has any real accuracy videos on these things. And everyone says they're minted in a barn and that they're terrible. And I'd like to show you that that's just not the case. So I got some targets set up there, out at 100 meters. And today I'm shooting two different types of ammo. I'm shooting Hornady SSTs, these guys right here. And they're the polymer tipped steel case. And the other rounds that I was shooting today was the MFS soft points. There's about 15 rounds on this paper here. I was just making sure that SST was hidden. And one of the biggest problems with the Mini 14s and 30s is they tend to have a lot of wander as the barrels heat up. So my first 5 rounds came in up here, and then my next 5 came in over here. And then I re-zeroed the gun. The last 5 came in right here. So now that the barrel's hot, I'm going to pull this paper and I'm going to shoot again. And hopefully we should get a nice group in the center. So in the past I've tried a few different ammunitions with the Mini 30. And believe it or not, some of the more expensive ammo actually gives you the most terrible results. I was using some Winchester like home defense rounds, and they were just minted a barn. Most of the MFS stuff actually shoots really well, same with Barnells. You should be able to get at least a 2.5-inch group even without a trigger mod. This Hornady is probably walking the midline, better hunting ammunition, mediocre accuracy. I shot a couple more groups, and yeah, it's looking at about a 2.5-inch, 3-inch group, which is acceptable for the range of this rifle. I mean, you shouldn't be shooting deer past 150 meters anyways. And that's still going to give you under a 6-inch group, which is the kill box on a deer. So I'm going to shoot a little bit more steel and then pack her in. One of the other things about the Mini is the factory magazines are the way to go. As far as feeding and reliability, they're pretty much as good as it gets. Tried some of these KCI 30-round magazines. They don't have anti-tip followers in them, so you're going to find that you're going to get a lot of stoppage out of them, failure to feed. They'll bind up, they won't pick up rounds all the time. You're going to have to play with the magazine lips. I'm going to try and find some followers for it, or maybe build my own. 3D printing's awesome these days, but for the price, stick with the actual Ruger magazines. So I'm done shooting for the day. So I got a couple of targets here that represent pretty much the results I was getting. The MFS actually shot the best, the soft points. This was a pretty typical 5-inch group once I got it zeroed in. The Hornady SSTs were actually very disappointing, especially for the price. These were the two best groups I got. I discovered that it had a lot of problems feeding the first round. Sometimes it would destroy the polymer tip in them, and then you'd get one crazy flyer. So when I switched to 4 rounds, it was a little bit better. And as you can see, I got one group just over 1 inch and one group just under 2 inches. But this would be the more typical results with the Hornady. So you're looking at 2 to 3 inch groupings. As you can see with the cold barrel, I started up here, and as the barrel got hotter, the point of impact started shifting. I brought it back in line to get it more centered, and then I had to re-zero it to actually get it into the center again. Like I said, some of those first rounds, they ended up being crazy flyers, and this group I replaced it. After this target, I started just shooting 4-round groups. In the past, I've also shot some Winchester defense rounds, which for the price of $60 for 20 was absolutely garbage. 6-inch groups. Brownells, or Barnells I should say, hollow points actually gave results very similar to the soft points, not quite as good, maybe a little bit bigger, but still well under 2-inch groups. Both these soft points and the hollow points are actually acceptable for hunting, so I mean, it might be the way to go. I hope this gives you a better idea what a Mini 30 is actually capable of doing. I'm going to finish cleaning up and then head home. So, happy shooting to the rest of you.